sir.
The answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir.
The answer to life's great mysteries.
Welcome to the broadcast. This is a source of information on all things related to commercial appliances. Welcome all of you that are new to commercial and those of you well-versed in this industry of ours. Your host is Mike Reed, a technician who has been in the industry for 32 years, with his beginnings working in his family's appliance business based out of the western suburbs of Chicago. Get ready for a truly interactive broadcast.
Hello. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Mike Reed, and I'm here to give you the latest and greatest on what's happening in the commercial appliance business. Hold on now. I missed Monday because your boy came down with the vid. Let me see if it's your boy came down with COVID. And this time it was hold on, let me turn this music down. So I came down with COVID. Some of you have seen the live streams that I put on throughout the day. So I'm out there, I'm humping. And it's not until 7. Yeah, it's like damn near 7 o'clock at night. And then it hits me that I'm not feeling too good. I come home, I fall out. And my wife, this is actually the second test. I took this test this morning. My wife she went and she swabbed me. And the first one, it lit up. It lit up like Vegas. And she took joy in seeing that I was COVID, that I had COVID this time. But I had not felt this bad from having COVID, and I've had COVID 4 times. I have not felt this bad since the first damn time. So I had the fever and the whole fever, sweats, the whole thing. I was out for 2 days straight, and then I had to stay out of people's way for a whole nother day to make sure it was at least 3 days. So yeah, you hadn't seen anything from me in a minute because I was down and out. I was actually too sick to even turn in paperwork. But now that that's done and over with. Oh, let me add the YouTube thing. I gotta add the other half of the damn show. Welcome to the show. I think I have to do go live and make sure we get everybody included. And this way I get to see when you guys participate in the show. All right, so now everything is there. Everything is added in. Yeah, at most what I was able to do for you guys is put on there, because I saw the thing Mike Sneed had out about the Turbo Chef. So you guys had questions about Turbo Chef, so obviously you missed the number of videos I did on it. So I put that out again, all the stuff on Turbo Chef. What's latest and greatest in the news? I don't know if you noticed. Some of the restaurants are struggling. They are struggling. But it's not really affecting us, the technicians. Why is it not affecting us? It's not affecting us because we're at such a shortage. My apps, what's up, man? Yeah, thanks, brother. Thanks. Yeah, this COVID test is from this morning. This one was from this morning. So I went out and did a couple jobs today. The first one, a lot of my customers are Asian, and for whatever reason, Korean places, they close during the middle of the afternoon. So from about one to about 4:30, the kitchen is shut down. So I took that opportunity to go ahead and do work on an ice machine. So I put my N95 mask on and went and did that, and then I went to another Asian spot this afternoon, this evening, and that was a true unit, and somebody had put a damn pin controller. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about. Somebody had put a damn pin controller. I saw something there on a true prep table, and the customer was wondering why the damn prep table wasn't working. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Johnson Controls. What is it? Pin controller. It is a TC. I think it's a TC. All right, let me see if this is showing up right. All right. I just so happened to see the sales paper for this damn thing, and I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I could not believe it when I saw this. Unbelievable. Shoot, I don't have one on me, but I've shown this damn controller to you guys for a number of years now. This controller is being marketed as a pin controller. This is Johnson Controls' new pin controller, so you can, work on these boxes. Well, actually, you can put these on walk-ins too. But so this is their new controller. Oh, good. Here we go. I saw that, man. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. So I looked this up and I tried to find any ownership whatsoever between Johnson Controls and Evco. I couldn't find any. So the best I can figure is that Johnson Controls is purchasing Evco controllers and then branding them as pin controllers. This is not my favorite controller. I would actually prefer that damn Rainco controller than this. And this controller is so behind on everything. Corel and the rest of them, they got the new. You have the ability to work these controllers from your phone now, and Evco is still. They're still 10 years behind on their damn controller. So there's no near face interface. There's no Bluetooth controller. There's no what is it? Wi-Fi Connect. There's no Wi-Fi Connect on it. Nothing. And if this is the actual direct, no changes to it controller, these don't handle electric defrost too well. But then again, in all fairness, most controllers don't. Corel in, I'd say, damn it, not Corel, but I'd say, damn, the name is the name. Oh shoot, not Ericsson, but the hold on, let me show you guys. There's only one controller out there that actually is pretty tried and true. All the rest of them, they fall short when it comes to if the unit gets stuck in the defrost. All the power goes through the board, and the relays for the heating circuit are actually all in the controller, and it leads to the controller actually smoking. So I've actually had to go out on one of the units fairly recently. I won't say what brand of controller it was, but it actually had smoked up an entire store. So a large CVS style, facility, and it cooked the entire controller. It never caught fire, but it smoldered the hell out of it. Oh shoot! So that whole thing was just smoking. And so I got hired to go out there and after the fire department came and spray their fire extinguishers on it, I had to go out there and do the whole report for the insurance company and the whole nine. Damn, let me see here. Hold on one second. This is bothering me now. Now I gotta remember the controller that I like. Hold on. Universal controller. EC. What is it? Is it an EC? It's 118. I'll just put 118 volts. Well, enough about me. How you guys doing? No, not a universal speed controller, damn it. Universal. Oh, and fun fact, the best price that I've found for this damn universal controller, it's not the Corel, it is the, I found it on Amazon. Everybody else is, there it is, the Dixel controller. The universal Dixel controller by Copeland. That is my controller of choice. I find it to be I find this controller, I find this controller to be, I'm so used to it. I find this one to be a little more intuitive. This one makes the shorthand makes more sense, and your ability to wire into the unit, everything else makes more sense. The amount of time it takes you, it allows you to cycle through and pause. At least I have gotten used to it. This is my, you have a number of different options. The EVCO / hold on, who the hell is this? Pin. Yeah, the new pin controller. The new TC, it has an adaptive defrost control, which I don't particularly care for. You lose quite a bit when it goes into adaptive defrost. It's a lot I don't care for on that damn thing. Now see, we are quiet this evening. So my apps, since I got you on here, did you see the video for your precious Turbo Chef? Did you happen to catch the video I did for you when I had my fever of 101 or 102? because I saw you was giving your boy Mike Sneed, putting some pressure on him to go ahead and show you some stuff on that one. And he look, man, he is trying to go ahead and do his other stuff. He wants to make his damn ice cream and be done with y'all. But just so you guys know what I'm talking about, these are the this is all the shorthand. It lets you know exactly what those settings are, what everything means, you know, which sections. You have a lot more control over this, over the Dixel controller. Well, actually, this one's called, the Dixel Emerson controller. What you're going to find in the store is going to be labeled Emerson controller. And you have 110 volt, and you got your 220 volt. And then all you have to do is just wire in what you want to receive power. And it just works. It just works. Now, in the early days, like 10 years ago, we had overheating issues on these. We had problems when you had when you're trying to put power to the heaters. Every now and then, you know, if it had to go and do excessive numbers of defrost, you would run into problem. But they pretty much solved that. So I haven't seen many issues with controllers, but I really haven't seen these. And when I have to pick one up off the shelf, I am grabbing one of these. This is what I'm looking for when I pick one up off the shelf. Oh, good. All right. So my app said you saw it. All right. He had a few in the shop. Well, all right. So here's the problem, right? So even with him, he could have 20 of them. Mike Sneed could have 20 of them in the shop. You'd have to. Well, in my opinion, I prefer the Dixel. Now, moving forward, you might want to go with that Corel J3 or the JI. You might want to go with that Corel JI, because the Corel JI, you could program it with a tablet or with your phone. So no more of this holding up your thumbs and tapping and or putting fingers on it like you got to with the damn EVCO controller and all that other garbage. You ain't got to do none of that. But back to the appliance bootcamp thing. So Mike Sneed would have to recreate the whole manual, like all 100 and some pages. Is it a simple? You can say it's a simple machine, right? Yes, it's a microwave with the waveguide, with two heating elements, with the micro switches. You got your triacs, but you have to identify each error. You have so many other things like the overheat, slow to heat, uneven heating, and you're asking him to recreate a whole training module, which in order for him to do that and to at least get his return on his time, he would at least need a good 200-300 people to pick up some training like that. So, well, yeah. So here's the thing: Turbo Chef was the launch customer for Turbo Chef, because Turbo Chef is out of Dallas, and Hold on one second. And their launch customer was Subway, right? So their launch customer was Subway. And even Subway has abandoned them. Subway has abandoned Turbo Chef. When Subway was, I mean, not Subway, when Mary Chef was going around and doing their training nationwide to select group of service technicians, you know, they were telling us, hey, look, we're going to be picking up, because it was a whole thing with the patents. Turbo Chef had patents on their equipment. And so nobody else could really, you know, come get what they had going on. The day, the second, the minute their patents, you know, was open and they were able to, and everybody was able to compete, now the gates are open. But that's why before their runway ran out, Turbo Chef was making sure that everybody was using their equipment. And Turbo Chef was actually charging a premium. So now what you'll notice is the prices have drastically come down. And that's because Turbo Chef no longer has a stranglehold on the market. So now every Medea, I mean, everybody's got a speed oven. Everybody's got a speed oven. So the thing about, and here's the thing about the when it comes to convenience stores, when it comes to Subways and stuff like that, you will often go in there and you'll see a damn graveyard of these damn Turbo Chefs in the back. Because these Indians, they like, oh, I've got the background in engineering, and they will go ahead and try to cobble one together, right? So they'll go in there, they'll call their cousin, their uncle, their brother, their sister, and they'll go to different locations and grab up machines and stuff like that, and they'll try to fix their machine with one. So it is so let me ask you a thing. So you've never touched one, which it doesn't matter. Most people in this industry are going to run up on some equipment that we've never touched before. You're always, you're always going to run up on something new. There's always new equipment coming out to the market, a lot of new innovations. So there's no way you can prepare for that. What you have to do is you got to work on your skill set. Apparently, they seem to be harder to fix because they stay broke. And that's not true. That's not true. The reason why Turbo Chef units, Mary Chef units, Practica units, the reason why you see that those units, first of all, I don't know how you could tell that is the same one that's always broke. These units are everything. You must realize that. This is their main source of cooking. You cook pizzas in it. You cook sandwiches in it. You cook paninis in it. Bruh, it cooks any and everything. If you wanna cook a soup, you could put a soup in there. So it grills, it bakes, it does everything you need to do as far as heating. You cook eggs in it. They have all kind of like little things. So what I'm trying to say is they use the damn thing all day, every day. And especially if you go into a convenience store, the convenience store don't close. So what else do you know that's being used 365 days a year, you know, all day long, 24 hours a day? Of course, it's going to have problems. It's 220 volts. You understand? And it's producing like Mike C said the other day, it's producing like 900 degrees within seconds. So because you're going through all this constant use and abuse, all that current is going through those wires. All that current is going through the waveguides, through the antennas. No, not swapping them out. Yeah, just swapping them out, but they're constantly being used. If you drive a car every day, look at these truck drivers. They're driving these trucks all day, every day. Oh man, these trucks is always broken down. Yeah, they got to do work to them. If you're driving every day, you're going to need tires. This is a machine, just like everything else, just like a car. Just like a car, you got moving parts inside that turbo shaft. So they are not always broken. It is just that, first of all, when the machine starts to give people an error and they don't clean them. So they got a catalytic, because they're ventless. So they have I keep wanting to say a catalytic converter. But because they have a filtering system in them, if you do not keep that filtering system clean with the correct cleaner, Brother Frank, what's happening? With the correct cleaner, you can't just use any cleaner. You got to use a turbo shaft cleaner. And that's expensive. And a lot of guys don't want to use it. And then the minute you have a problem, the minute the damn thing tells you it has an issue or something like that, these guys don't want to address it. They just clear the error and just keep going. And what happens when you just keep going when something has an issue? It just gets worse and worse and worse until the damn thing breaks down. But if these people would call the minute the damn thing sends an error or the minute the thing has to be reset, they'll just reset it. Oh, nice, I guess. Alabama, sweet home, Alabama. Yeah, my family found out the family reunion. That's where a lot of my people come from. Well, my apps, there is no probably. Doing preventative maintenance is a small cost, but these people always try to get away with it. They always try to get away with pushing the equipment until it fails. And it's counterintuitive. They think that, oh, well, I'll just get it all fixed when it breaks. No. Now you're giving the technician even more to do. And there's even more for him to catch. Once he fixes one error code, then he finds out that he's got 2 or 3 other damn error codes he still has to take care of. Or he finds out he's got to do the magnetron, he's got to do the waveguides and all this because they just kept pushing it. They didn't, as you'll notice, if you look at some of Learner Trade videos, you'll see he'll make statements like, they haven't been cleaning this, or I've done this repair, that repair. They refuse to let me do this and that. Now I got to do the waveguides and everything else. It is what it is. You'll find out, how these customers are. And be honest with you, it is job security. It is job security. I love my customers. I love their stupidity. I love their stupidity. I have customers that my customers believe that they are the smartest people in the world, right? Just like, Black people think that they are the strongest, the fastest, the well endowed, and the whole nine, right? And we're willing to roll with that. I'm not going. We're willing to roll with that. So some of my clientele, they are under the perception that they're smarter than everybody else and they're better with finances than everybody else and all this other stuff. And it just isn't true. But they're willing to roll with the fantasy. And that costs them money. So they go, oh, well, I know you said we should get this fixed and that fixed, or I know you said we should do this preventative maintenance, but I'll just call you when it breaks. And then it breaks, and I have to charge them 3 or 4 times more money than if I was just doing a preventative maintenance. But they're so smart. They're so smart. And then they ask me to explain it to them, and then they get mad because they say I make them sound stupid. I can't help that one. There's nothing I can do about that. They want me to explain to them how the equipment works. I can't help it if they can't follow. That is not part of our job. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is not our job to explain the equipment to them. That is up to whoever the hell they bought the equipment from. That's who was supposed to teach them about this damn equipment. You want me to teach you the equipment, you're going to have to pay me $285 an hour to do that. Oh, sure, no problem, brother. No problem. I'm glad. And Brother Frank, you out there getting some relaxation. I don't know how the hell that's possible when we just had this heat wave. When I had my fever, I had a fever, and it was not my fever, but the temperature outside was 101, and I had a fever. Oh man, the phone was ringing off the hook. So I don't know how the hell you managed to break away during the busiest time. And I got sick. I got COVID during the busiest time of this freaking summer. Bruh, I was pissed. Thankfully, I didn't lose a single call. I didn't lose a single call though, but it is what it is, man. It's just because it's kind of like getting back to what I was saying. We no matter what we do, there's a shortage. I was just talking with my father about this yesterday. My father was telling me about how this large dealer / service company in Chicago is down from 100. At one point in time, they had 115 technicians. And he told me now they're down to about 50, 55 technicians. So he told me, at one time it was really hard to compete against them because they were throwing techs at a call. Now they're at the point where they're not sending a technician out to you on a COD unless you have purchased from them in the last 5 years. So if you've never purchased from them, you are not getting their service. And that's kind of something that I had typically was doing. Because when you get so many calls, you got to make decisions on who you're going to service and who you're not. And that's some things that I do. I circle the wagons. I circle the wagons on that. But yeah, is there any other like subject matter that you guys would like for me to cover? Anything, since you guys got me, you ain't gonna have me that much longer because I'm not like 100% back, but I'm a little better. I'm a little better. So you got a chance. Some of you got a chance to see the live streams when I go live. I'm able to show you like a little bit of what I'm doing, what a day looks like. What a day looks like. And it's not these videos that you see on it's not these videos that you see on YouTube where the guys, changing condensers and all this other stuff. That is not a typical day. We got to go out, we got to diagnose stuff, we got to give customers quotes. So there's a lot of times when we're going out, we're checking out stuff, we got to look up parts. It doesn't really make for good video. It doesn't really make for good video. For instance, the ice machine I went out. How many of you guys saw the ice machine that I did the Cool Air that I did? What was that, Monday? Let's see a show. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys saw that Cool Air video. Let me see if we got everybody. Everybody's on there. Ooh. Man, I gotta figure out how to work this thing. Hold on 1 second. No, nobody saw that. All right. So I went to do a follow-up. I went to do a follow-up on a Cool Air. I was gonna go live on that too, but I said, let me check this thing out. And what I end up finding is that I originally thought that it had I knew it needed to be cleaned, but I thought it had a bad fill valve. So I went back with a new fill valve too. Come to find out that the janky ass water line that they had back there was cracked and it was leaking water. And so that's why that sucker was filling slow. It was filling slow because they had some kind of weird Mickey Mouse. They had 3 different type of water lines joined together. It was nuts. And one of the sections was cracked. And that's why that sucker was not filling with enough water. But it's not your typical video. I don't even think I've ever seen a video where somebody put that out there. They're like, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Look, it's fill line is kinked in half or something like that. So you guys don't see the full picture, and you're running out there. You're kind of like my apps where you're kind of paranoid. You're kind of paranoid about every damn thing. You just got to take it easy with this whole thing. You got to take it easy. You're not going to know everything when you go out on these calls. It takes years to learn this. Fortunately, it takes 5 years. It takes 5 years to get a guy decent in the field where you could put him out there and not really worry about him. But what you do have to worry about is a call I had with a dealer. A call I had with a dealer yesterday. CMA dishwasher. I think this was on the East Coast. CMA dishwasher. She called the service company to go out there. A technician shows up. He comes calling the dealer back, telling the dealer he needs like 3-4 parts on a brand new dishwasher, CMA dishwasher. And then he goes to the customer and says, I need to clean this unit. It's going to be $250, but don't tell the dealer or the manufacturer, or they're going to void your warranty. You are no longer dealing with sheep. You're dealing with wolves. You're dealing with sharks. You're now dealing with business owners. So, of course, the guy immediately went and called and said, hey, man, what the hell is this guy doing? This guy's trying to shake me down for $250. So when the woman talked to me about that, when I told her, I said, yeah, look, it sounds like this guy isn't even the employee of the company you call. It sounds like he's some subcontractor trying to hustle, trying to get some money. Because, $250. I hope you guys are charging enough to where you're making at least a good $1,000 on these calls. Because if this is your own customer, you're gonna do the $250. You would just work that out into a monthly fee to come out and clean and maintain and do that for the machine or sell them chemical. I mean, $250. We see the customer. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to this fact, but you start to notice you're seeing the same damn customers over and over and over again. Now, I'm not doing the same repair, but it's the same customer. It just so happened that I do so many different types of equipment. But I'll go and do the same customer over and over and over again. And each time I'll gain a little something different with them. Like they might have me go out there and do a startup on a machine. And then like you guys will see me come back while you see on some of the lives, I'll come back and then boom. Now I'm selling them chemicals. I'm doing preventative maintenance contracts on that kind of thing. So I don't have to worry about shaking them down for $250, that kind of stuff. On the commercial side, it's not as easy to have subs. Subs isn't really a thing on the commercial side. That's a residential thing. Not so much on the commercial. Not so it doesn't really work out that way. Because it doesn't make sense. You're better off selling a lead to somebody else than having somebody else go out there for a job. And you have to it does not work. It does not work on the commercial side. That's something best left to the residential side of things. But we're coming up on 45 minutes or so. Anything you guys want to talk about before we shut this down? Because I think I have just about enough that I can do today. See if I got any pictures. Let's see if I can show you guys some of this. Hopefully these pictures had synced from my phone. And for some reason they have not. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna plug it in. Let's see if we got. Let me see if everything. All right, let me do this. All right, so my app says working on the bun, self-paced training, normally with residential. If you get stuck, there are forum sites and applianceology to help. Igniter Labs seems to be the equivalent. No, Igniter Labs is not the equivalent. There's no communication. There's no forum site on Igniter Labs. Applianceology has, all little thing. Applianceology is a third party giving you this information. Igniter Labs is actually hired by the manufacturer. They're actually using all their stuff. They're contracted by that manufacturer. Applianceology is not contracted by like Whirlpool to do their training. So it is not. This is what you got, my apps. You have the factory itself. You only have Taylor that you can't call. You only have Taylor. You only have there's only a relative few number of companies that you cannot call. The number one person that you're supposed to be reaching out to is the actual manufacturer. They are actually looking for you to call them. Most of these guys, especially on a lot of these brands that they don't change anything for decades, them guys are sitting there like the Maytag man. They just sitting there like, especially like Scotsman. Them guys are just sitting there just like waiting on a damn phone call. Because most guys that work on these products, they become know-it-alls, and they don't need to call tech support. They often, how this industry works is it's a each one teach one. So the factories will typically teach like one or two people from each company, and then they expect that one lead tech to teach everybody else. Well, if you're the owner, you know, they're teaching you, and they expect whoever you bring on, you're going to bring them up under your tutelage. You're going to bring them up. You're going to train them. And anytime you run into a problem, you just call the factory. Yeah, my app says it's really a different mindset. Right. These are two different businesses on the commercial side, learning every day. So tech support line from the factory. Yes. The number one thing is tech support from the factory. You're only going to run into a problem with Taylor. Maybe Hobart. It all depends. But Taylor is still stuck on you providing a code. It's you know what? And I'm gonna end once I finish with this. But I'm kind of glad you brought this up. Things have changed. And they have changed dramatically this year. Not just with one or two factories. This thing has done a dramatic turn where it used to be that these factories would only go ahead and send out calls and notices to and then Frymaster wants me to put this other thing up. They used to only put out these calls and notices on to a select few technicians in each market. But now, like, I got 3 calls today from factories, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? They never, Untamed Kango, what's happening? They never were this open. Now, these factories are open to, like, Continental. So Continental is you can just like submit the model and serial number on their website, put your address and stuff, and then they'll send a dispatch to you. That was never a thing before. That was never a thing before. Hatco is just sending out calls, and you can call them up with the model and serial number, and then they'll say, "Oh, do you want it?" Yeah, I'll take the call. And before, you used to have to fight them. And I used to say, "Hey, no, I have a number, and I'm authorized with them. I believe I still had to fight a little bit with Randell. I didn't even have to fight with Randell. I have one of the Tropical Smoothie Cafe went from True to Turbo Chef. They went from Turbo Chef to now they're putting Randell. At least they are in the Houston market. They're putting Randell in all their locations, especially since they're owned by corporate America. Another hedge fund bought Tropical Smoothie Cafe. And when I called them up and sent them the pictures, they're like, "Yeah, you want to do it?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. They're my customer. Yeah, I'll do it." So that was never a thing in the past. In the past, you would give them this information, and they would be like Lucy with the football. They would take it, and they would just take the call away from you. You'd be like, "But that's my damn customer." Not anymore. They're open and welcoming to you new guys. Now, some of you guys are pissing in the pool. I ain't gonna lie. Some of y'all are pissing in the pool, but the best thing you can do is just do your job to the best of your ability and stay off that shiesty shit. And, make sure you call the make sure you call the factory. Call the fucking factory for everything. When you're out there, hey, I'm out here on this job. I'm doing it. What you want me to do something else on this call? Because they're never going to post it. They're never going to tell you any of that bullshit. Only way you'll find out that there's something else going on with the unit, they'll be like, oh yeah, what's the serial number? Oh yeah, oh by the way, yeah, we're gonna send you this other part. By the way, I know you didn't ask for it, but we're gonna send that anyway. And you're like, oh, okay. You're like, oh, they got something else going on. Did everyone see? Oh, there it is. Did everyone see the training video? I might have to play that at the end of this. Did you all see it? Frymaster still has some seats available for their latest class. Is that the Anaheim? Yeah. So Anaheim, California, they still have some seats open. Everything I said before still applies to this. Oh, good. Everything I said before still applies to this. If you are interested in going to this in-person class where they actually have, not only do they have the test boards, but they also bring in like 1 or 2 units, right? And I'm not talking about basic units. They're bringing in 1 or 2 unit, like they're bringing in the new Love unit and everything else like that. So you can see the latest and greatest and can do some hands-on if, if they feel like it. But it's there for them to do that. They're not going to do it in class. They'll do it after class. They'll do it after class or during break or whatever. But they'll let you poke around there and lift up the skirt. But do you all know how you can make yourself available to attend one of the classes when they come into a city near you? You all know how you can get into the classes, right? And we're at 53 minutes. We're coming up to an hour. Because I know quite a few of you must be scared about deep fryers. You guys don't. And Frymaster, you can call. The Pitco is kind of it all depends on who you get on the phone. They got rid of one guy, he was a dick, but everybody else now is pretty cool. I forgot what the hell his name was, Theron or Theron or whatever the hell his name was. They gave him the boot, thankfully. He's gone. I don't know where the hell he ended up at. I'll find out sooner or later. No. So you guys are all well aware how you can attend the Frymaster training. Now, this one isn't the advanced one. Because Frymaster is pretty well aware that they gotta start training a whole new group of green technicians on this side. And this is everything on the commercial side. Yes, you're going to need to call tech support. It seems like one of my highest videos was the Speed Queen video, and the second highest video was the Frymaster video, where I played one of the training classes that we had during COVID. But these are just basic videos, but you have to go through the online Frymaster training, which is all free. But since you guys aren't interested, I guess that lets us wrap this up. So it makes this nice and tidy. What I'm going to do now is let me add. I am going to add the training video. If I can find the damn thing. Oh, there it is. Training video. I guess it's going to be this one. And then I will see you guys on Monday, since I'm recovered from my damn COVID. See you guys later.